so many more.
As it has for us.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. It is Out of the Fog. We're a local matters bop that goes right across the province, and all I want to do is talk to the coolest, most happening cats doing all the rad things that we love to know and expose, because it helps make our province a more exciting and rewarding place to live. So tonight is no exception. It's all about arts and entertainment here tonight. We have Mike Fisher, who is one of the founding fathers of the punk rock scene. He's back with an album that he's been making for quite a while, and now it's out on vinyl. He's gonna rock 2 songs. Then we got Danielle Irvine coming through from Perchance Theater. She's talking about everything they're doing to keep it rocking out during COVID times. But for now, it's Mike Fisher, Black Cat Coming. Check it out.
I'm not watching where I'm going. Up ahead, there's a ladder fully open. Overhead, virgin crows sing and listen to blowing winds. Watch the sky talking. Black cat's coming. You better turn around. The black cat coming. Danger's all around. I broke a mirror this morning. And I spilled the salt while the chair was turning. I passed 13 on the stairway. Knocked on wood, found I made of plaster. Black cat's coming, better turn around. Black cat coming, danger's all around. Black cat's coming, you better turn around. Black cat coming, hear the howling sound. Horseshoe is upside down. The robber's foot, nowhere to be found. Well, now I know everything is chance and luck. What we need is a good batch of second sight. Cat's coming, better turn around. The black cat coming, danger's all around. Black cat's coming, you better turn around. The black cat's coming, hear the howling sound. Can you hear it? Well, it's coming, and now coming, oh, coming.
You're watching Rogers TV, St. John's.
Hey everyone, it is Jason Piercy, host of Out of the Fog on Tuesday nights at 7:30. You're definitely going to want to watch because you never know what I'm going to get into. It's all about community. It's all about you. So watch Tuesday, 7:30.
This is Rogers TV.
How you doing, guys? It is Out of the Fog, and we are back with one of the founding fathers of punk, the man who's made this album that we're going to talk about. Mike Fisher, what do you have?
Making albums and helping out where I can.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
All in a day's work, is it?
It is, yeah. No, this is actually a long, I seem to do a release every 10 years. And the reaction had a little resurgence about a year and a half ago, and I was on the show.
Exactly.
And that was a vinyl release from a label in Victoria, BC.
Yeah.
So that kind of said, oh, I have enough solo material to kind of do an original release, and spent all last year working on it. And I just did vinyl because it's more of a collector's item, and it's heavy music, and it translates better to, the vinyl listener.
The vinyl listener is a dedicated listener.
Exactly, yeah.
A vinyl listener likes to come home, maybe roll one, who knows?
You know.
A little glass of something.
Yeah.
Put it on.
Yeah.
Stand back.
Do the pillows.
Just chill. Think
Yeah.
about life. I wish I listened to more records.
I know.
The holistic appeal of an album front to back is an art that is missing in today. Would you agree?
Yeah. The artwork too is prime for me as well.
Well,
'Cause
let's
you
go
can
there.
get so much on the.
Well, we're looking.
Yeah.
Then that's on your amp, which I think is amazing because it's also on the album cover.
It is, yeah.
You're an
Yeah.
artist.
Well, that was my concept, and my wife did the design for the record. Mm-hmm. But basically, it's kind of metaphoric for like the Raven and the Rat are arguing, and they don't see the truck coming. Kind of like what's happening now in the world. So,
Art is life.
yeah, it is.
So when you were on a year and a half ago, we were celebrating the vinyl release of an album that was very important to you.
Yeah, the Reaction release was my original band here, early 80s, late 70s. And we did one single then, and that became a collector's item around the world. Anyway, this guy in Vancouver, Jason Flower, does kind of archival metal releases of like European stuff. And so he tracked the Reaction down, did a 4-song EP. And that got a little bit of press, and it's sold in, I don't know, London and Tokyo and stuff. So not a lot, but it gave me the, the kind of push to do this. And then COVID hit, so dates in Ottawa and Montreal and Toronto in June, and a release at the ship, that was all gone. So
You didn't care about that anyway, did you?
well, a little bit. You know what? I'd probably save more money. Not doing it.
The labors of love.
Yeah.
Funny enough, with the Reaction album, my folks who used to come and check out the show's tapings when they were allowed to come in, they actually whispered in my ear that I was conceived to one of the songs on that 4-track album, actually.
Really?
Yeah, well, I was born in 1978, so I feel like it all lines up,
Are we related somehow? Then?
I don't know. I have a 6th finger on my hand. Don't ask me where that came from,
Cool.
So I want to talk about some lyrics on this album that I
Sure.
love, and I read one, and I said, well, what was he on? And I want some. I'm not watching where I'm going. Up ahead, there's a ladder fully open. Overhead, 13 crows sit and listen to blowing wind and watch the sky darken.
Well, it's basically a song that was written when I was moving out west to Regina, first time following a woman at the time. That never happens, but...
Did you do your artwork? Oh, no, it's your wife.
No, it's different. Pre-wife. And,
That's what they call her.
Yeah. So it was just like totally going to an unknown place.
Yeah.
What's in the future? What's going to happen? That's sort of where that came from.
I love that.
Yeah.
Have you traveled a lot?
Oh, yeah.
Always with the guitar?
Well, sometimes. I mean, I moved around a lot. I've been in, when I was a kid, every province in Canada. My dad was in the Air Force.
Oh, cool.
So we moved a lot. And that's how we ended up here. Mom was Newfoundlander, and we retired here in the 70s.
Moving around a lot, do you think that put in you a desire to write lyrics and poems? And
Yeah. Well, there's a song on the album called Negro Rain, which is written in Jamaica, even though it's kind of a blues song, but it's not really reggae. But yeah, so that was the inspiration.
That's wicked. Now, you lean in different ways on the album. There's different sort of moods and genres. There's some humor in there, as we saw. Where does it come from for you?
For me, well, I kind of grew up a progressive rock fan. So long instrumental stuff, which everyone doesn't have the attention span now. I don't either. And so I like precise, I miss guitar rock. I don't think there's enough of it right now.
I agree.
AC/DC's coming out with a new album.
Is that true?
Yeah. It's called Power Up, and Brian Johnson's back.
Wow.
So guitar is coming back. And, I mean, metal is huge as a fan base and concert draw. you don't hear it on radio anymore. So, but you know, I'm just keeping the sort of. It's not exactly punk. There's elements of it, but it's heavy rock.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important to have the history of different genres across the province be in the spotlight, because we're very proud of our Celtic roots and, you know, our Irish traditional.
Yeah.
But there's so much more if you look deeper into our musical scene's history.
There's a big metal scene here I wasn't even aware of. You know, a lot of younger kids actually, but and punk shows. You know that 10 bands and they each walk out with $5. You know, so I'm not doing that anymore.
It's about the music, man.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's about the music.
It's about the event.
Yeah, no, I agree. You know, DJ culture and the evolution of electronic music is definitely the nowish, you know, mainstream vibe. But I really do hope that kids grow up, you know, and they do want to reach out for that guitar lesson, and they do want to play those instruments and keep contributing to real raw rock sounds, because there's an energy and an edge to that you cut your teeth on, you know.
There is, and well, you know, Celtic instruments are usually there's no techno in that, and country actually is really, or drums are now, but I can't really do country. I've done Celtic in different things with Hugh Scott and Dungarvan.
Oh, no way.
In the days, I just make some money playing at Rise and stuff. That was in the mid-2000s.
That's wicked.
But
where can we see you?
well, I do host the open mics at the Ship, and I think this show will air after the next one, so I'm not going to promote that. I'm just going to do that for a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe when things lighten up and get more audience, they'll do a proper release. Probably the Ship or something, you know?
Yeah, well, the Ship definitely is the root seller of live rock.
Oh, yeah.
In the city, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I love when you come. I love knowing you. I love your contribution to our musical scene over the years, which is very important to me.
Thank you.
Psyche Punk, it is Mike Fisher. Get this vinyl, check him out, Google him. He's the man. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, girls.
Mom, you said it's played again.
Workplace injuries hurt the most at home.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I'm so glad you came on back to hang out with us, because I want to talk about artistic times. And artists are all amongst us, and we're all artists in this province, let's keep it real. And so when it comes to performance of any kind, art, of music, acting, performance, we're all in it together, truly, in one way or another. And I want to hang out with my friend Danielle. How are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
Look great.
Thank you, so do
Loving
you.
the hair.
Thanks, man.
Right?
Got my mermaid going, you know. Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
So we're hanging out today because we're going to talk about acting and performance and theater, and all of those things are very much at the heart of what you do with Perchance every day.
That's right.
So why don't you tell everyone at home more about the amazing organization that is Perchance?
Well, thank you. We run the province's only professional classical theater company. It's in Cupids, nestled behind Cupids Haven. And it's been there since the 2010 Cupids celebrations of 400 years of people arriving from Europe and beginning their lives here. And we are now operating the Perchance Theatre at Cupids. We've been, since 2014 when I took over, we've done 15 productions. We work with actors like Greg Malone, Andy Jones, and wonderful folks. We brought a director in who directed the closing ceremonies of the Greek Olympics.
Oh, no way.
I know, right? Like,
that's major.
Yeah, he actually wanted to come here. I was like, okay, Tomas, I have no money. It's very cold, and there's a lot of flies. And he was like, I'm in. I'm like, wicked. So it's a lot of fun.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Now, I want to back up. And Perchance Theater will talk all about the amazing work even further, and you know how you guys are adapting through the times that we are in, and that whole conversation, which everybody who has acted or produced productions will be very interested to see how you guys are adapting, as we're all trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
I want to know more about you. I want people watching to know more about you. What led you into the industry of artistry and performance?
Oh my goodness.
Ah,
I slipped and fell. No, hit my head.
Yeah.
I was doing courses at MUN
Okay.
in anthropology.
Okay.
And I started getting involved with some of the theater productions at the Reed Theater, and you know, made friends with Aidan Flynn and Robert Chafe and all these wonderful people who are still, you know, working today, and did shows and really got bitten with the bug and started doing theater more and more. And then, so I started doing the theater courses at MUN, and I had to do the directing one to graduate, which I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And my friend Kelly Jones was like, yeah, you can. I was like, no, I can't. Directors sit at the back of the room wearing berets, smoking and screaming. It's not me. And she's like, do you get a picture in your head? I was like, when you read a book? And I was like, yes, I do. And so I did the directing course, and the first night I started directing, it was like, what? And that was it. I was hooked. I had no idea. So I love it. And I haven't looked back. You know, I have a degree in anthropology and theater, and you know, my dream of working for National Geographic and traveling the world has fallen by the wayside, but I do get to work on amazing productions with amazing people from all over the world, so.
Well, it sounds to me like you have actually become able to bring the world home via the productions that you choose.
Thank you, yes. That is actually the goal. I would love to create, you know how Newfoundland is this hub, you know, between Europe and North America, and ships would come and trade, and I'd love for us to now be an artistic trade route and bring artists from all over and come here and exchange ideas, and that is kind of the long-term vision.
That's special.
Thanks.
I don't think we hear a lot about the opportunity of bringing folks from away here to participate in what we have as a rich historical industry onto itself.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what you know about the performance history of the province, and has it always been something that thrived in, you know, the Avalon region, or do we owe a lot of the harbors and inlets and ports a lot when it comes to the creation of narratives and stories that help tell our history to each other via performance?
It is built into who we are as Newfoundlanders. We are storytellers. You can't go anywhere without somebody who can tell you a good story, sing you a song. And that is what theater came out of. Theater came out of the urge to tell stories and physicalize the storytelling. And it's been going on for thousands of years. And we just have it in us. So the performance history of our culture is the performance history of being people, right? But particularly, I think, being so kind of cut off up until like the late 50s and 60s, cut off from the rest of the world, we have these, before really TV and radio took over, we would tell each other stories and listen to stories and listen to the spoken word. And that is at the heart of what Perchance focuses on. Perchance focuses on the power of words and storytelling at the heart of its productions before everything else.
Now, Shakespeare, love, and I see you do too. And it's been a special focus for Perchance over the seasons gone by.
Yeah.
Talk about that theme, and if you ever, you know, delineate from that theme, or if that is at the core of the work that you want to showcase. Tell me all about that.
Well, Shakespeare is the playwright we've done the most, but we are not limited to that.
Okay.
We've also done Chekhov, and we're also opening our kind of hearts and minds to other classical work that would still be something we could tell authentically here in Newfoundland. And so that is the pattern. We have done Molière. We will be doing more Molière. We did Goldoni, which is Italian. Last year, that was Commedia dell'arte, so it's full physical. It's like Looney Tunes, but humanized.
Okay.
And super fun. And so we tell these kind of epic big stories using classical technique that came out of Europe, that kind of followed our theatrical traditions, and are trying to kind of bring them to Newfoundland, because, you know, when I was growing up, I could see all kinds of great amateur theater, But it wasn't until I went away that I got to see these works done with professionals in the kind of driving seats and with that kind of lens. So my goal when I went away to school, I went to the National Theatre School in '94.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was accepted. What they said, you know, what are you going to do when you graduate? I'm like, well, I'm going back home. I'm taking everything I know with me. It's like, run away home. Hey.
How does it feel that so many people in our community look at you with such esteem for the work you do and how far you've come within our performance industry? How does it make you feel?
Thank you. I hadn't thought of that. Humbled, I guess. I hadn't really thought of it that way, so thank you. Yeah. I don't know what to say to that.
Well, it's just we don't get the recognition we deserve sometimes. Those little pats on the back along the way, so I wanted to give that to you.
Thank you.
I want to take the last minute of this hang, and I want to ask you about the future of performance this summer and beyond, and how these pandemic times are impacting Perchance, and what you want everybody to know at home about the future and the now of this amazing organization.
So we are just at the beginning of a 40-week journey. We have started what's called the Power of One. And back in the spring, when I was very concerned about how we could do anything, I went through a whole bunch of turmoil, and I kind of went, okay, let's go back to what we do really well, which is Shakespeare outside. And we do this event called Shakespeare in the Garden. We have people doing monologues in the woods, and there's like a hunting game to go find the actor, and there they are in the woods.
I love that.
It's really fun. We do it up in Munn Botanical Gardens. So I thought, well, what if we take that and kind of explode it across the entire province?
Whoa.
So we're doing one monologue from each of Shakespeare's plays, including the outliers. So it's 40 monologues, 40 performers, in 40 beautiful locations around our province that will showcase our talent, celebrate the beauty of our province, and just embrace the power of words. So that's what we're doing, and it's bananas.
That sounds so exciting and amazing, and that's adventure and staycation, and it's all the things wrapped up into one.
Yeah. So the idea being that you'll see a monologue, you might fall in love with it, and then you click on it on our map, and then you can find out where it is, and you can hike there or walk there, and it tells you a little bit about getting to know our province. And our performers are incredible, but they are the tip of the performance iceberg. Like, it's only 40. I mean, think about how many artists are in this. Everybody has it in them, right?
Well, I can't wait to learn more about it. And how, in our final moment, can people access online times to learn more about this?
www.perchancetheatre.com is our website with everything on it, and our social media every Tuesday launches forth.
Well, take that. Danielle, I love you. You're the best.
Thanks, man. So are you.
Guys, Perchance Theatre, check it out. It's going to be an amazing promotion going on. It's all about performance and art. I want you guys to check it out. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back. And we're back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Well, I gotta say, it was a wicked old night hanging out. Mike Fisher and all the stories he was able to tell us about his time in rock and music and all the interesting songs on his new album that I hope you guys check out and listen to another song coming up from him in just a second. And I do want to make sure we all walk away from this show knowing that Danielle Irvine is working real hard, along with all the other artists and performers across the province, to make sure that we can continue to celebrate our culture in all the venues and all the spaces. And this means so much to all of us, our friends and our family, and everybody in our cultural community. So we want to make sure you guys still access all the opportunities to see and engage with the wicked, wicked performances that we got going on across the province. And now, I could have tripped up Richard Simmons. It is the last song of the night. It is Mike Fisher. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you next time.
Hot nights at the Letterman show, waiting for the show to start. July 4th in the Big Apple, Neil Diamond was the star. The door opened behind me, much to my surprise. Richard Simmons in a satin flag, he ran right by me. Could have tripped Richard Simmons, sent him to his death. I could have made the evening paper, I would smile when I regret. And I'd be famous in America, E.T. would buy my house. I could have tripped Richard Simmons. It's not what I'm about. Well, Richard, I don't know ya. I think you're kind of weird. Your dress kind of funny. Jumping here and jumping there. Ladies really love you. Must be the wacky clothes. No hiding, no denying. Anything goes. Could have tripped Richard Simmons and sent him to his death. I could have made the evening paper. And I would smile without regret. I would famous in America. The E.T. would for my house. I could have chipped Richard Simmons. It's not what I'm about. Richard Simmons, my 15 minutes of shame. If I trip Richard Simmons, well, I have to live with all the fame. Could have tripped Richard Simmons, sent him to his death. I could have leave the evening paper. I would smile without regret, and I'd be famous in America. E.T. would for my house. I could have tripped Richard Simmons. It's not what I'm about. I could have tripped Richard Simmons. Not what I'm about. I could have tripped Richard Simmons. It's not what I'm about.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.